Hi guys, and welcome to another exciting episode of the gamebreakerspod. And today on the pod, we are coming in hot with a lot of interesting talking points. But I'm not alone today. We have people on the pod, the usual faces you know, and also we have a guest, Mr. Kasim.
Hi, I'm Kasim.
Hi Kasim, welcome to the pod. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see more of you on the show.
Thank you very much.
So for today's, we'll be starting off with just talking about the card situation in the Premier League. Starting with the blue card conversation. So the Premier League is looking to incorporate sin bin. What we mean by sin bin, we're talking of sin bin originally is a type of punishment in hockey where you have players who commit cynical fouls being put in a box for around 10 minutes. But now it is being brought into football, and to incorporate that into football, the blue card is here. And what we know is with the blue card is one blue card, you go to the sin bin for 10 minutes. And if you get the second blue card, that means you're going out. So 2 blues means you're out, 1 blue and a yellow means you're out. But the jury is still out as to what the blue card would do for a game like soccer, for a game like football. And I'd just like to get everybody's take on if this should actually stay or go. And Levi.
Okay. I think this is the first time they are going to bring about a new card rule from 1970 where a red card and a yellow card was introduced. So it's actually been a while. So I feel it's actually we're already not getting used to VR like that. Still persisting to even to use.
We have got used to it, just that Premier League is rubbish.
I've got it. And actually now like that we have this football automatic and systematic football that is supposed to use in World Cup.
Yeah.
They have not still used it in Premier League up till now.
Yeah,
Where
like
lines are being drawn.
Yeah.
And all that. So for us still having people in VR still drawing awkward lines to know it's offside.
Yeah.
From there, then talking of the blue card now, where you have yellow, as you said, yellow and blue. Yellow and blue, then it's equals to a red card. Then 10-minute suspension. I think Ozil made a joke about it. He said that was when Atletico will be using 6 players. Inside the field, because definitely Atletico style of ball is
they commit a lot of cynical fouls. But you still haven't told us, should this stay or go?
My take is I don't think footballers will adapt to it, because definitely drawings where we have Pep that likes playing let's say, how does he call it, all these
Possession
stats, and then he likes playing all these he called it cynical fouls too, where there's a counter. You can actually, Rodri does it a lot.
Yeah,
yes. Actually. So if actually it often happens in a match, that means the player will actually go out. So I don't think football is ready to adapt to that kind of card.
Okay. Alright. And Hamza, let's hear you.
I feel like the only thing consistent is change. So even with the VAR thing, it's clear. Is Premier League Premier League is not using VAR well. Where if you watch La Liga, once it's offside, immediately they draw it. It doesn't take a minute, they've decided. For Premier League, they are wasting time. So it makes it look like the new invention is not working out. But it's working out. It's working out every other place except Premier League. So it depends on how well they use it. Cynical foul, we need it. For instance, AFCON that just passed, there was the counter and Ekong held the guy and he dragged him back. I'm not saying it's like for let's say for a Nigerian, for a fan of that team, he did the right thing. But for the game in general, they have to take control of the game. And the other part is not just for cynical fouls. If you keep talking back at the referee, they can give you the blue card. So that's a very important part, and that's the main thing they are trying to get at.
That's
because so you see players always raising their voice at the referee. They need to get full control of the game back. So for that point, this is why they are bringing it. It's not just like they just want to bring an extra card. That would have just been ridiculous. So for me, I feel like with time they are going to adapt to it. Yeah.
Kasim, let's get your take on this.
I would like to build my conversation on the takes of sports coach, and he's like, you have other games, other sports, they're trying to declutter their game by removing unnecessary cards, unnecessary activities in the game. And you have football, soccer, trying to introduce what other games are trying to declutter. So it kills the passion in football. Now, and he made a point that imagine giving a blue card to a player. What that team does automatically is that their pattern, their style changes. They will go back and defend, play whatever kind of football they can play till that 10 minutes elapse before playing their normal game again. It kills them. And imagine 10 minutes, if you play soccer, imagine 10 minutes taken out of your plan. It kills your morale, it kills the passion of the game. And I stand with my brother here. I wouldn't want it to stay. It's not a good introduction. Bring in something, not a blue card. And you mentioned the issue of ACOG. That's what makes it football. That's the passion in it. That's what makes people like the likes of Ramos, Pepe. Because that action, as football is a game of contact. That silliness, so to say, of players must come to play. You understand? So I personally wouldn't want it to be introduced, not just in the Premier League, but generally.
Let me correct. It's not like I'm saying I don't want it to be there. He said, do we see it staying? I see it staying. But personally, football is a contact sport.
Personal opinion.
Yeah, football is a contact sport. For me, I don't want it to be there because I love football being a contact sport. Me playing on my own, I'm very physical. So I love the whole physical part of the game. That's what we love about football. We love to see those tackles from the first 10 minutes of the game. You understand?
But should even stay. It shouldn't stay.
It shouldn't. But
especially during
seeing how things are, seeing how the whole world of football is right now, it might stay. Me, I think it might stay, but I do not want it to stay. Yeah, that's what I'm
all right. So football is a culture for all of us. It's a culture, it's a way of life. Blue yellow cards came in the 70s. Ken Aston brought it into to the World Cup. These were organic colors, but the color blue. I mean, first it started with the conversation of orange card. I mean, no smoke without fire. Then they came and said blue cards. Okay. But now, yes. So this is not even an organic color for me. And personally, I don't see why we should have singbins in football. This sport is over 100-year-old. We're talking of something that has gone from generation to generation. It is a tradition, it's a way of life. Why should we try to bring something that is inorganic into the sport? So personally, I don't think it should stay. But as of right now, the blue card and the sin bins for cynical fouls is being tried out in lower leagues. I know the FA Cup will also be trying it. And but for the Euros, the upcoming Euros, it's not going to be a thing. It's not going to be effective at the Euros. Yeah. 2024-25 Champions League is not also going to come in. But let's put this to a vote: should this stay or go? Stay for those who want it to go. Let's get an eye.
No eyes anyway.
Even the UEFA president was like, "This is absurd." He didn't even buy the idea.
Yes,
said it was like.
So where is it coming from?
I don't see it staying. I don't see it staying.
No, this is UEFA press. This is the president of UEFA. This is coming from FIFA. I think they have IFAB on board to bring this into play. Yeah. So that's it. But generally, I think we have a consensus. So we're getting a unanimous decision here. We don't think this is organic for football.
No, it's not.
All right. So yes, and then moving on, we'll be talking about title races. And title races. We'll be talking about title races, and we'll be starting from a not so far place, but a not so far place, a very distant place. I'll be starting from the German Bundesliga. Yeah. As of right now, we know that it is a two-horse race with Bayern Leverkusen in the race in the lead with Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are the regular winners. So we don't judge Bayern season based on what they do in the Bundesliga. It is what their performance in Europe that usually tells us the story of their season. Yeah. And as of right now, it looks like they are not in form. Bayern Munich are 5 points behind Bayern Leverkusen. Leverkusen are on a 31-game unbeaten streak. winning streak,
Wow.
unbeaten
No,
streak,
unbeaten streak, unbeaten streak,
yeah.
No win, unbeaten streak.
Yeah, and if they win their next game, it's going to take them up to 32 games, which means they will be matching Bayern's record. So this title race, there are a lot of talking points here. But let's start with Hamza. Let's hear you. Let's talk about Alonso. Let's talk about the season Xabi Alonso is having here.
Xabi Alonso, he's so amazing. I want him to win. I want him to stay there because there are a lot of things. Xhaka is there. I'm talking from Hamza and Arsenal's point of view now. Xhaka is there. Everything is beautiful. We want the best for Xhaka, and it's amazing that Xhaka is there. He's stopping Harry Kane from winning his first league. Do you understand? Mind you, Coleman has been playing in the top flight for 12 years, and Coleman has won every league he has played in.
Yeah.
Coleman won 2 Serie A, won 2 Ligue 1, and now 8 Bundesligas. And at this point, if Bayern doesn't win, Coleman stands a chance of losing the streak of winning every league he has played. But Harry Kane is going to continue the streak of losing every league he has played. I don't know how poetic. Like, this is just amazing. This is perfect. And I feel like if Alonso if things don't work out as it should be in Leverkusen, the chances of Alonso coming to Liverpool and taking over club is still there. You understand? And I know he wants the job. But we at EPL, we don't want him here. Let him just stay there. Let him keep dominating Bundesliga. And the way it's going, the mentality these people are playing with, see, the sky is the limit. It's not like Bayern is not playing as they usually play. It's that these guys took it a step further.
Okay.
Leverkusen took it a step further. If it was any other season and Leverkusen was not doing what they're doing, Bayern would be on the top.
You heard Thomas Muller. If you listen, you heard Thomas Muller complain about Bayern's style of play being held back. He doesn't know why, but you can see with Alonso's Bayern Leverkusen, there's a lot of free-flowing fluidity, free-flowing soccer.
Yep.
A lot of these boys are now being talked about for bigger moves to better clubs. But let's
Tuchel is more defensive too. That's why Tuchel is more defensive.
Yeah.
And when you are coaching Bayern, a team caliber of team like that, Bayern, you are not supposed to be defensive
At all.
They are supposed to be free flowing. You can't be playing 3 defense at the back and then your wing backs are not allowed to
go
move
forward. They're just sitting back too.
It's not done. So I feel Tuchel is very defensive and it's affecting their gameplay. But kudos also to Xabi Alonso because man, even without Victor Boniface.
Yeah, it's free-flowing soccer,
yeah.
so it's a very fluid team, like Kasim has mentioned. But Kasim, can you sum up Thomas Tuchel's season so far?
Now, people would say Arsenal bought the league last season, but I feel the real bottlers of league last season were Dortmund.
Yeah.
Dortmund had no right bottling that league. Because when you look at the points that Thomas Tuchel amassed when he came, were way below the point that were already there before he came on board. So if that guy that was there before Thomas Tuchel came, if that guy hadn't won that much game, Tuchel wouldn't have won that league.
Yeah.
So Tuchel is not having a good season. Bayern is not having a good season. And even, but I like to counter this guy now, Hamza, even if Xabi Alonso does well, the chance of moving to Liverpool is still very high. And mind you, Bayern, the only player they have topping the Bundesliga goal scoring chart right now is Harry Kane. I think Sané has just 8 goals. I think Bayern Leverkusen, they have more goals spread around. Like Arsenal of last season, they have more goals spread around. So if Harry Kane is not scoring, Bayern Munich isn't scoring. So to just wrap it up, Thomas Tuchel is not the man for Bayern Munich, so to say, because he doesn't fit into their style of play, he doesn't fit into their culture. He's not the man. Forget the fact that he's German. He's not playing the way Bayern should play.
Yeah, I mean Bayern. I mean you don't have a Ferrari and drive it like a Fiat. So Bayern is a juggernaut team. I mean, they should be rolling through teams and not being held back by some sort of defensive mindset, not being so defense conscious. They will do a whole lot better if that was not happening. Yeah, and Hamza summed up Harry Kane's plight perfectly when he talked about Harry Kane being on the verge of losing out on a league title,
Once more.
his first possible league title.
His first possible
We all
league
felt
title,
when he
exactly.
went to Bayern, this was going to be a perfect opportunity for him to win the league. But we don't see that happening.
It's still
We
very possible.
generally
It
told
is
you
still very
that
possible.
It is very
It is still
possible.
very possible.
Yeah,
League
it is still
trophy
very
has not
possible.
already.
Yes.
But with the week they
Good
have
trophy.
had two losses back to back. Yeah, two losses back to back. And Harry Kane is not doing anything wrong. This guy has 23 goals from 23 games up until the Champions League where he didn't score, which is still no fault of his, because Harry Kane does not have a good goal scoring record in Champions League knockout rounds. He has only 2 goals in Champions League. Yeah, he has only 2 goals in Champions League knockout rounds. He scores in group stage games, yes, but no good record in knockout round. And there was something that I told you off camera when I mentioned that in football, a lot of history comes into play.
Yeah.
Antecedents. So these are things that have happened before, and it's going to take a different mindset to change that. But let's move on quickly. We're still talking.
Before we even go far, because honestly, the title race is still open.
Very
I'm
open.
not saying
Yes,
Leverkusen
5 points
is
is not
already
bad.
there.
And I think they've just played 22 games, 20 games.
Yeah, so it's
And I think they played 34 games. I think they are 4 games short of the Premier League.
19, it's 19.
18.
It's
18.
Yeah, I think 18 times
Bundesliga is
2.
18.
It's supposed to be
that's
32 now.
Yeah, that's 36.
36 about. So I think they are like 4 games short or 3 games short of the Premier League.
Yes.
So, and they just played 20. Still a very long way to
It's
go.
still a very
long way. Still
And-
very
A very
to
long way, but the jury is out. Looking at Harry Kane, and you have a striker like that, and you're not talking the league, and what is really going wrong?
Why I said it's
League,
still
you're
open
already
because
behind.
the league started and Harry Kane is having a fantastic season. You can't even,
As always.
you can't
As
even,
always,
you can't
actually.
even fault Harry Kane at all. Harry Kane is having a fantastic season. The only problem is that Leverkusen, like I said, they are taking it a step further. So is this saying the fault is coming from Bayern? I doubt. Bayern, every team will have its ups and downs. It's just that Leverkusen is coming in red hot.
No, you can't fault Leverkusen's form this season. You can't fault the style of football Xabi Alonso is playing. It's a beautiful brand, free flowing, goes everywhere. I mean, they are doing excellently well without Victor Boniface. Said all of that, but time will tell. Just watch and see if Harry Kane can actually make history in this league. But let's move on to talk about a different league in a different country. So let's go to Spain. Okay. So yes, the La Liga title race is on. Girona started the season red hot. At the point they were topping, but as of right now, Girona is 5 points behind Madrid, and Barcelona is 10 points behind in third place.
Wow.
So let's get an overview of what the season has been so far. Let's start with Cassie.
As always, when we talk about good coaches, we always tend to mention names like Guardiola. There's another person, Guardiola, who else? Guardiola, Klopp, Zidane. But most times, I feel Ancelotti is really underrated. That guy is grossly underrated because look at his Champions League cabinet. Look at the leagues he have won. I feel he only came to Everton to do sideways. Because it's not his caliber. No.
To test out
You understand?
new patterns of
The guy shouldn't even go to Everton in the first place. I didn't know what happened there, but he went there. But Ancelotti is so good, and he's the only team that has beaten Girona this season both ways, home and away.
Yes.
And let me tell you, they will go on to win the league this season, not just with 5 points, with about 10 points or more. That's what we are seeing. Because you're having a Madrid team that the players they lost are coming back, and even while these players were away, you have belly goal scoring, you have players who you don't think would score coming through for this team, and you now have their main players back. They'll win the team really, and maybe Barca wouldn't even finish maybe top 4.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But Madrid will go ahead and win the league.
All right.
That's definitely going to happen.
With a massive point save, not with like 4-5 points.
When you mentioned they have players going for injury and other players stepping up, Rodrigo, that guy. Rodrigo was taken to Vini's position and he killed it. Like, I knew the guy was good, but I didn't put him up there. But the mentality that he puts in these young players is just unbelievable. I see Bellingham.
Look at this.
Mind you, look at the
Camavinga.
See Camavinga. See
Look at the defense. Tchouaméni has been playing defense for
Yes.
how many games now?
and he's
And
doing
he
the
has
perfect
been
job.
perfectly.
So my brother, so you have a team where you have practically all your players are utility-based players. What would you lack? And you have and you have your main players coming in. What is this guy?
They have their third keeper playing and he's killing, learning.
Honestly, they would win the league with a very big margin. And I'm sorry for Barcelona because they really fell off really.
All right, and talking about Barcelona, Levi, what do you think should happen to Xavi? Should he just go, or
He's already saying he's
do you
leaving
think they
at
should
the end
just
of the
end
season?
everything abruptly, end the relationship? He should go get
If
the
he feels he can't take up the job again, or this is the
But
right
he
time,
said
he
he's
wants
tired. He wants to go. He
Yes,
is going at the end of the
sure.
season.
That's what I'm saying. It's
But we know what this thing, what such a statement can do to the team spirit.
Yeah.
So do you think they should just abruptly just end it? He should go get a replacement as soon as possible, or just promote Rafa Marquez from the
Are you
team?
talking about during the?
I'm saying
before
as in
right
the
now.
season
Right
is
now.
going on. I mean, like right now,
Instead of
with everything
holding on.
that's going on.
I don't think it would be a good idea right now, because I feel due to what he did last season, where at least he
So benefit of that.
benefit of the doubt, can give him that he actually tried his best with a limited budget. We will look at that limited budget.
Limited budget, but so far the Barcelona project post Barca having money. This is Barca in financially difficult, in financially murky waters. But regardless of that, Xavi has been given a transfer kit. So far, Barcelona has spent an upward of 200 million euros on player transfers. So what is his case here?
Generally, I don't think right now he doesn't have any case to actually plead or to say, but it's just that I think they are not playing as well as they should have, or they should, because last season they were like, okay, yes, they also have injury problems. I would say they have injury problems, but this season, when you have, I think he's trying to like mix it up with some new things which are not working for them at right now. It's not working for them. I think Yamin, there's Yamin amount that small boy. Yes, there's 16 years old. I think him and Lewandowski actually, and I think Gavi has been missing for a while now. I think Gavi has been one intricate person that has affected them this season in the midfield, because Gavi was important last season, and Gavi is not around, so I think Gavi.
But they have a lot of
The fact that Barcelona don't have money now is one of the factors. The fact that they have money and the fact that they don't have money now is one of the factors. And secondly, I am beginning to believe that Xavi is a one-season wonder kind of player.
Yep.
And one kind of coach. Because the Xavi of last season, even if you give Xavi of last season to Arsenal, we will not qualify for top 4. I'm telling you, see.
That is fact. We got the red Spaniard
See,
here.
Madrid were actually had a very bad season last season. They didn't play well. So Xavi had this smooth ride to win the league.
Yeah.
Xavi wouldn't do same in the Premier League with Arsenal, even with Chelsea or Liverpool. He wouldn't.
Let's call lower clubs, yeah, like Chelsea.
He wouldn't. So I feel it's the one season wonder, and the fact that the money is not there to buy players to help him win the league. He can't use the academy players. He can't. He's not that smart.
Bringing up money and all that, I think the main issue is mentality. Because, come on, he's coming out to say he wants to leave, he's tired. How long have you been there?
Exactly.
You understand? You are not club that has proven himself both in Europe and in Premier League, and you have given the team what they've been looking for a while.
It's not working.
No, let me learn. So this is not. You can't come out and say you are tired, you want to leave. Guy, meet management and just drop. Let them put someone else, because now you are going to demoralize the whole team, which is what is going to happen now. And like he said, they should just find someone else like right now. You can't keep on waiting. The more you wait, these guys might not even qualify for Champions League.
All right. So remember, building on what you said, remember what Pep said. Pep said coaching Barcelona is one of the hardest jobs of football.
Yes.
Do you agree with Pep's statement?
In what regards?
I don't.
Pep said it is the hardest job in football. That forget anything. It's actually there.
What do you expect Pep to say when he coached Xavi? Like, what do you expect?
But
Pep to
remember,
Yes.
But remember, after 4 seasons, Pep also said he was tired. But that was after 4 seasons, 4 successful seasons. I think he ended up coaching them for 5.
So it was difficult
I
and
think
he was successful for 4
See,
years.
What Pep did was that Pep wanted a new challenge.
Mm.
So that time was just to give an excuse to leave.
Yes.
I think he left there. I think a season later he was at Bayern. He just wanted to leave.
I remember what Pep said. Pep said coaching Barcelona, he got a bad back and he lost his hair. So he attributes losing his hair.
Pep lost his hair while he was playing
football.
Check Pep's old videos, guy. Pep he was like Zidane back then. Like,
in his late 30s, he already lost.
he always knows what to say. And Pep is always going to say what to make Xavi be in a good light. You don't expect Pep to come and make Xavi look bad. That's his
not at
boy.
all.
That's his boy.
Yeah, true, that's his boy. So the jury is still out. Pep Xavi should actually just resign now or stay. Madrid are having an excellent run, although they don't have a recognized striker. Bellingham has been popping up with goals, and it's looking beautiful for them as of right now. We're still going to come to talk about midfield chances for England and also France. Looking at the kind of players they will be having coming into the Euros, should everybody be fit? So we're also going to have that conversation shortly. But let's keep it moving with title races. Now we are coming to the league we all love.
Yeah.
The league we will kill for.
When I was shouting boom, 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 it's only one guy. Yo, it's only us who are the ones shooting. That's why we're gunners now. Like, do you know our history?
We've never
We're literally gunners. We're guns blazing. Everybody can get it right now. So
yeah, so it's actually looking like a very, very tight race at the moment. The Premier League has not had it this tight in the last 10 years.
yes.
And as of right now, the people missing in the conversation, we know them. The blue side of London, they are not even in this conversation at all. We are now having,
No need.
we're now having, let's just say, an equal representation. I mean, Liverpool are topping the league. Mancity a close second with a game in hand.
Yeah.
And for the FPL lovers, this is a double game week. So who have you put your money on? Arsenal could close third, level on points with Man City and also good defense. But Man City got there before Arsenal. So let's get your take, Pepe, Hamza. Let's get your take on the EPL title race so far.
Back to mentality. Yo, right now, nobody's feeding on their manager's mentality like the Arsenal players. These guys are coming out to play for the badge, play for the manager. Yo, it might look like things are going to be difficult. We'll play people like Liverpool and everybody will feel like, this is going to be a tough game, man. Only Arsenal players will come with the full confidence and kill it. Martinelli is going to take on everybody that he meets. Comes across like Martinelli will take on everybody. Saka started the season and people were saying he's not having a good season, but he has better goal records and better contributions than most people. And mind you, this boy is 22.
Just 22.
I don't even want to start talking about Declan Rice, but oh my God, Declan Rice, big Dex, Rice, baby.
Man, Liverpool.
We bought this guy 100M and people were shouting.
105.
105. It is too small. We are still owing West Ham another 105. We just paid less. We allowed them to win our first 2 games. That's part of payment.
Gift actually.
This guy is unbelievable. After the Man U game where he scored the second goal. This game against West Ham, Declan Rice is just too amazing. 2 assists, 1 goal, 1 beautiful goal, and his handling of the defense because if Gabriel moves forward a bit, Declan Rice will sit back. The intelligence is just it's amazing.
The synergy
is beautiful.
His positional awareness is also beautiful. But Levi, let's get your take. The jury is still out. I'm always talking about the jury. So everybody is saying Foden is having a beautiful season, but last week was unprecedented for Arsenal. Saka he had he just got to his 50-goal mark contribution for Arsenal at the age of 22, which is beautiful. He has had wonderful seasons before now, but everybody is on Foden being an exceptional talent and Saka just being there. What's your take on that?
Why people will say Foden is an exceptional talent is because he can actually adapt in gameplay. He can play on the wing, he can play through the middle. Why I think, though yes, I heard it during the week. That was what pundits said. Yes, one of the pundits said that yes, Foden is exceptional and then Saka is just getting there. But I think they are biased there because one is coached by Pep Guardiola and the other one is coached by Arteta doesn't mean they are not good, both good players.
Yeah.
They are actually excellent, but you can't compare them because if you look at Saka's attacking output, it's more than Foden's on the wing. While maybe Foden has more output when it comes to its central play. So they both define different ways and they are both excellent attackers.
So we're going to come back to talk about possible midfield combinations for England, still having Saka and Foden in mind. But let's get your take on the Saka-Foden conversation.
Yeah, you mentioned adaptability. Do you know that Saka started playing from the left back at Arsenal?
Talk about it.
The left back.
Thank you.
And from there, he transformed into this Saka that we are seeing today. And Saka has been carrying Arsenal on his back for like 4 or 5 years now.
At how old?
Stretch.
Come on.
Saka came into this Arsenal team at the age of 17, 18. Saka can do everything Foden is doing at City today, but Foden cannot do what Saka is doing at Arsenal.
Foden can defend.
He can't do it. And Ferdinand was very biased. So you said the point, I will mention his name is Ferdinand. And I don't want to believe the guy is being racist because Ferdinand is also black. Because
No, it's not. It's not being racist.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
If we're to complete,
I don't understand
if
why.
not be biased.
If we were to complete what Foden said, what Ferdinand was trying to say, he said Saka has been doing this in the league, yes, but he hasn't done it in the Champions League, and Foden has a Champions League medal. He has done something in Champions League, and so therefore, since Foden has more Champions League experience, it means that Foden is an exceptional talent and Saka is not. So we're still talking title race, and now we are on the English Premier League, a league we all love, no doubt. Everybody is a fan of one club here, and that is beautiful. So let's talk Liverpool's chances of winning the league. Would this be Klopp's big hurrah? Would this be the last big hurrah for Klopp on his way out of Liverpool? So, Levi, let's get your take on what you think might happen to Liverpool at this point, moving forward, from this point moving forward.
I think they are going to give him a benefiting farewell if actually Mancity will allow them to actually win it. But because we know this is the period of time Mancity actually goes on a very long run.
Yeah.
This half of the season actually goes on a very long run. But I think winning something will actually be good for club. They have an FA Cup final coming. Carling Cup coming up with Chelsea, so they can start from there. And also, so I think though he will go out on a very high note. That's my name.
Okay. All right. And now let's go to Manchester. Let's go to the blue side of Manchester. Kasim, what's your take on Man City's season from this point on moving forward?
As Len rightly said, this is a point in the season where you have City going for a very long run.
Yes.
Long winning streak of games. And mind you, about 2 months ago, they had a couple of players out. Alan, KDB, a couple of players. And now they are all fit. And this Man City team is a very threatening team to play against. And I just hope and wish Man City doesn't win it, but they stand every chance and they have every opportunity to win it, really.
We spoke about antecedents, remember?
Yeah.
So history might just repeat itself, history might not. We just have to wait and see, right?
Yeah.
But Arsenal are also still kicking into gear. I mean, at this point last season, we were on our way down, but this season it looks like we're trying to save our best for the last. But Levi, let's speak of Man United. We're a Man U fan, right?
Yes, of course.
Man U fan.
I'm not just proud. Yes.
What's happening in the Red Side of Manchester?
Yeah, the Red Side of Manchester. Thank you very much, Kasim. So let's hear from you. We've been able to put together a string of wins.
Yes, actually, 3 on the spin in the Premier League.
Wow.
And I think it's because of this Ineos thing that's happening where we have this Stoll or Maberada from Mancity that is become CEO. Then also Dana Schwartz from Newcastle. There's a sporting director on that.
So you're trying to tell us that administrative changes are
Yes, because
a big factor in your current.
Yes, in every football club, if you don't have that administrative setup, it actually affects.
But
Because
is it possible that it's already taking effect like so fast?
yes and no. Yes, because maybe it's a different aura has come to the group of players presently. So they're actually trying to like work for Ten Hag and like so that he might be the right coach to lead them with the project of which Ineos has placed. And then no, because it can actually be that they will still fumble. So it actually goes 50-50.
Very, very possible.
Yes, it's possible and not possible because Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who is in charge of the Ineos and all that, he had already brought up what he wants and he's very strict. If you don't actually do what he wants, he might kick you out. But I know they have another team in France that is Nice.
Yeah.
But I think Man U is more bigger than Nice.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very, very large thing to do. Whichever the coach that is going to be, I think the administrative part helps.
I think it's a good idea, but they might end up kicking Ten Hag out because at the end of the season, from now to the end of the season, they have time to actually sit back, see what they need to do, see if he's a good fit for their plan. Because at the same time, this is new management, and they need to see if this guy's ideology and his work rate correlates with what they want to do. And if it's not what they want to do, if it's not working out for them, they are going to kick him out.
I think injuries also have played a very big factor. Injuries, because if you're looking at it, we have had almost like 6 to 7 pairing of centre backs throughout the season. There has not been a match where, and mostly, let's say mostly it's Evans and Maguire. So imagine having Evans and Maguire.
But apart from Martinez at for your centre backs, the rest I don't think they are up there. Even
Yes,
Varane.
that's what I'm saying.
But for Manchester United, but for Manchester United, what do you think is actually the fault of Manchester United? Is it the administrative factor or the coaching or the players themselves? Because I feel Manchester United have issues across board.
Yes,
From the players themselves,
Yes.
I feel the players don't have the right mentality at first, that established, and the coaching as well. The coach does not know how to manage big names. We have seen it with Sancho, and I want to believe maybe Cristiano Ronaldo as well, an administrative task as well. So it's not just an administrative thing. If you ask me, I think it's a general issue with Manchester United. They have to go back maybe during the summer, think, and if they are bringing more administrators, new coach, and new players.
So normally, when these things happen, when administrative changes come on board in football, you're going to see that there's actually an assessment across the board that needs to be done. We saw that with Arsenal. The change happened in phases, and even the people that did the assessments for that change to happen actually lost their job at some point. Yes. So we just have to wait and see what actually happens there. So now, from what happened last week, let's just talk about a few random talking points here, starting with Douglas Luiz's shimmy. With Douglas Luiz's shimmy, what do you think must have inspired that kind of celebration?
Well, I don't know, but there's only one thing said: don't always celebrate early against Man United. It has been clear. When you celebrate too early, it bites you back.
Even after the bite, the shimmy was worth it. And he did it right in front of Odara. The shimmy was worth it. So I don't think them, even if you guys won the game, I don't think it's
After the match, Varane actually went to go and meet him. I don't know what the conversation they had.
Players have relationships off the pitch that we know nothing about. These are usually just them doing their thing. So personal friendships go on after games. That is just football. It's a very solid thing. So let's go on to talk about Champions League review from what we saw last week, midweek. Let's talk about Champions League midweek games. Starting with the blue half of Manchester. The blue half is the most relevant half right now. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
Oliver, you agree?
Totally. 100.
How do you know like that? This quite sad.
What do
It's
you want
quite
me to say?
sad.
You want me to say that?
So let's talk about
Let's
the
go back
most
to history.
relevant.
Or let's go back to history.
Yeah, let's talk about the most relevant side of Manchester. Talking about Man City versus Copenhagen. Man City was away and they put 3 past Copenhagen, and De Bruyne maintaining his record of Man City maintaining a record of scoring at least 3 goals in every Champions League game. I don't know for how long now. This season. So Hamza, did you see that game?
Nope, I did not.
Did you see the highlights?
Yes, I did. And
What's your take?
I feel like the way Man City is going, which is also the annoying thing in Premier League, the way Man City is going, they seem unstoppable. And they have the caliber of players, and they have both first team and second team world class players that can take them across to win the Champions League. What we can only do at this point is to hope that someone stops them. It's just hope that we have.
So they are picking up steam and they are running through.
Yeah, Pep has built the what will I call it? He has built the
Machine.
no, not machine. What's this? What these superheroes? This league of superheroes?
Avengers.
Justice League. This is like the Justice League. You have everybody. Haaland is moving like a superhero. You understand? De Bruyne is giving unbelievable passes. Foden will just wake up one day and start doing
I had to score a hat-trick.
score hat-trick. You understand? So you still have people like Alvarez that can step up when Haaland is not there. You still have
Foden is scoring. His new celebration is the
Doku is still there,
Yeah.
very skillful and
Grealish.
Grealish. Come on, man.
This
Rodri.
has been quiet. Self.
I feel like Rodri is like the reincarnation of Busquets. He's so calm on the ball.
Yeah, very.
All right, and then we spoke about Bayern, but Bayern lost to Lazio 1-0 in the capital city. Kasim, did you see that game? What's your take on?
I didn't watch, but I saw the replay, and I saw the highlights, and just as we established earlier, Bayern ended up playing very good football. They had a couple of chances that
They're not clear cut.
Yes, but the Bayern of last, or the Bayern that we know, would have won that game.
Yes,
easily.
they'll have steamrolled.
They would have won that game easily,
they'll have-
but they are not playing the best of football right now, and
They would have easily steamrolled Lazio, but that didn't happen. Unfortunately for them, they did hit a brick wall.
Mind you, they only had 1 shot on target.
Sorry, can I ask
For
one
those 2
question?
games.
With the coaches that are out there without jobs now, who do you think has the mentality to move Bayern forward?
coaches without job.
Yeah.
Some people say they should bring in Mourinho, but I don't think Mourinho will suit the philosophy.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Mourinho wouldn't fit.
You know they have actually done this before, where they actually bring back the coach. I think Bayern have done it before.
Yeah.
The
Brought
Bayern
back
always-
the coach.
yes,
They have coached them
yes,
before.
that,
So I think Hansi Flick, they can still bring back Hansi Flick.
It's not a bad idea.
Hansi Flick for them, because he
But
actually
I'm hearing there's a rumor that Hansi Flick might actually go to Barcelona. I don't know how true that is.
There's they are linking
Yes,
with
they are
Barcelona.
linking actually.
But what was significant about this Lazio game was that both managers, Lazio Bayern, was that managers on both sides had something in common. They are both coached in the EPL. They are both coached Chelsea at different points.
True, yeah.
And true to their styles and true to their philosophy, it was clearly on display during this game. But let's quickly move on to talk about PSG. PSG versus RB. PSG versus Real Sociedad. Yeah, that was also a good game. Personally, I saw the game, and I don't think PSG are really playing at their very best right now. It's looking a little bit touch and go at the moment. Nothing solid. We know Mbappe has reached out to the owners of the club that he'll be leaving at the end of the season, and he's in for his last hurrah. His goal was a typical poacher's goal, typical poacher's instinct, just popping up at the back post to put it in, and then the youngster coming in to score that beautiful solo. But other than that, it's still work in progress. Let's see if they are going to pick up form moving on to into the knockout round.
I think they didn't really play much. I think we should say that I played them in that match because they just took their chances. They just took their chances. But Luis really have played them. Yes, because I think Luis
You can say that.
yeah. Yes, because let's say he's doing the first half, which is have played more. Then maybe second half, that's when PSG came out. But the second half, the goals came.
Yeah. So Hamza, let's get your take on Real Madrid RB Leipzig.
Real Madrid, they have. I'm hoping they are the ones that will get the chance to play against a team like Mancity and stop this madness basically, because this is madness at this point. So Real Madrid, the way they are playing, the way the team is set up, is the only team that I feel like, based on their last game, even when they are not at their best, Real Madrid still shows that class. And I feel like Real Madrid is the team that maybe they will stop Man City, they will meet them in finals and beat them.
Yeah,
there's a team that would win the game that you think they would win.
Yes.
They don't disappoint.
You don't disappoint.
Do you know that anybody who wins Man City or Real Madrid actually carry Champions League?
Might.
Between them,
Might.
It's either stands a better chance.
Stands a better chance.
Yeah, but there's still going to be
both
another
of
round
them.
of.
Whoever wins between two of them,
There's still going to be another round of applause for the quarterfinal, so we just have to wait and see. But let's talk about Madrid's goal scorer, Brahim Diaz, for a minute. He was in for Jude Bellingham for this game, and you could even see the celebration was more like a tribute. It was also a beautiful solo goal, although the jury is still out on the controversial moments in that game, where RB Leipzig, where a goal was ruled out for RB Leipzig. I think with that goal, the conversation might be completely different. So I think it was a fair game, balanced on both sides. Both sides had chances that they didn't take. I mean, when Sesko didn't take his chance when he came. Yeah, the Madrid keeper did good, but generally it was an even game. But coming into the second leg, we just have to wait and see. You know, the Champions League matches are not usually. I mean, it's a game of. It's 2 games, home and away. So we just have to wait and see. And then I think we've covered everything we have to.
He actually made 13 saves, repeating what Courtois did in the final against the last against.
That's really.
Yes,
but 13
saves. That's what Courtois did against Liverpool. Yes.
13 saves in the round of 16 game against an opponent like RB Leipzig. Credit to them, beautiful team, always bringing in budding talents.
But that's also to say, RB Leipzig their attacking forces is quite impeccable. It's fluid. It's just that Madrid is really good.
I think the goal should have stood, because I didn't see anything wrong with.
Yeah, I believe the goal should have stood too. But that is the controversy with VAR. Now, certain judgments are objective. Also, I would say objective because everybody interprets things differently. So bringing in something like blue card, what would you consider a cynical foul, a clear and obvious cynical foul, knowing fully well that even with the VAR, there are limitations? What metrics are they going to put into gauging if someone actually did commit a cynical foul?
They will check VAR. So
before issuing the
blue card, they will check.
We don't know for sure if VAR is going to come into play in the blue card conversation.
It
has to
because
be.
That's spontaneous. Because as you rightly said, what would be the ground for a foul to be classified as a cynical foul?
Yeah.
So that's where you look at it.
Even with VAR, there are certain judgments that VAR gets wrong half the time. VAR gets
red card and
yellow card, and if goals should be allowed or goals should be disallowed. I mean, this season Arsenal have been on the receiving end of some decisions, like the ball going over the line and not going over the line.
Yeah.
So
yes.
There are certain innovations that have come into soccer that would have done us a whole world of good if they had come in 100 years ago, like goal line technology.
Yeah.
Remember Nigeria Cameroon in 2000?
2002.
Yeah, 2002, where we lost the final because that ball did cross the line, but it wasn't given. We had Michael Owen situation. So the goal line technology, yes, made everything easy.
If you take it way back, we can even talk about the hand of God by Maradona.
Yeah, so if you're saying hand of God, then VAR would have been useful. But now we're talking of goal line technology. Goal line technology is an important aspect of this.
Very important. I think it's the most important invention in soccer so far. If you ask me.
But that one is quite smooth because once it passes the line, the referee gets
A buzzer.
a buzzer.
Yeah,
a
no,
beep.
what-
So it shouldn't even waste time. I don't think there's
What-
any
what-
problem.
what-
with that.
what-
Technology is actually.
We're talking,
it's actually
we're talking of innovations and how football has evolved. So goal line technology came in, it has stopped a lot of injustice in soccer. Yes, but for me, when we say yellow and red cards, this yellow and red, we know what it means every day in our lives. We see on our way to the studio, we saw traffic.
Yeah.
Orange was there, orange and yellow, almost. I mean, red. You know, once you see red, it means it was wrong, and these things were brought into the game to aid communication. I mean, football has a goal. It has a global and unique language of its own. Goal is goal. Everybody knows what goal is. In whatever language you speak, goal is one. Like this thing was brought in to even aid language barriers. When a referee officiating might be of one language and the players might be of a different language. But regardless, the rules are simple. You see a yellow card, you know you have been cautioned. You see a red card, you know what it means, you're being sent off. But blue card, not so organic like I talked about. So now we're moving on to the talking points. Mbappe has mentioned he's leaving PSG, like I mentioned, and now it's all it's everywhere. Like everybody wants to sign Mbappe. So let's quickly talk about possible destinations for Mbappe. Although we know where he wants to go,
We know where
You don't know.
we know
Well, most likely.
When most likely he will
do.
end up.
Most
where
likely.
most likely he will end up.
Yes.
We know who can afford.
We
We know who can afford. I mean, we've had a very quiet transfer season so far. Don't you think? I mean, for the January transfer,
It
it was quiet. Everybody is trying to meet up with big sustainability. We talked about the administrative side of football is also very important, but we also have to look at the business aspect as well. So, are you making profit? And teams had to go in at some point this year in February. Teams had to go into a closed door meeting to discuss on sustainability models for their various teams. That's in the EPL because now everybody are taking a cue from Everton's point deduction, which we talked of, and we know, but we still. So let me just get your take on possible teams that we feel can sign Mbappe in the Premier League.
In the Premier League, possible teams like no other man. You know now we're beating our chest to everything. But at the same time, he cannot go to Mancity for one reason. Haaland is there. Even though they can take him and play him from the wing, which thinking about it, that would be evil because
Mbappe always wants to play on the wing.
yeah. So but I doubt Man City has or
Any
needs him.
intention,
Yeah, they don't need any
Pep
addition
is
right
not
now.
Mbappe from them.
They don't need any
Not.
addition. No,
Pep
it's
is
not.
even Mbappe.
Then Liverpool is another team that can do it. Mbappe, like a lot. It will make sense a lot for them. But at this point, club is leaving. I don't think they have the power. I don't know who is coming that will have that power that will
Coaching
say,
influence.
I want to get Mbappe and Mbappe want to come.
Financially,
No, leave financially first. The manager depends. No, because if club was staying and club wants Mbappe, club is a name that will make Mbappe want to come to Liverpool. You understand? Arsenal, on the other hand, we will. I feel like he will infect other players, and he won't be good for the Arsenal dressing room. But we can get Mbappe. We can go for Mbappe. I don't know if we can get him, but we can go for Mbappe. At this point, we have money to spend. We have put ourselves back on that level that we can attract big players, big names. But I don't think Mbappe and Arsenal will think, well, he might come and the whole dressing room might just turn to rubbish. We have everything working perfectly for us. Bringing a big player like this would not do well. But for Liverpool, I feel Liverpool is the best option for him in Premier League right now. Man U is a no talk, right? No go. He can't. He just, except if he wants to spoil his career. Chelsea.
That's not right.
Chelsea. No, I have to say the truth. We have to say things how they are. Chelsea too. There's nothing to say about Chelsea.
Chelsea could actually try.
Newcastle have the money, but they can't.
They don't have the
I think he's going to is actually 171 per season.
170
One.
million.
Yes.
His wages.
Yes. Per season.
That's
Not,
Some
not,
years
together.
not a lot of clubs will be able to meet up with that.
Even Liverpool
Some can, but they
want a pay
wouldn't.
cut to be able to
Yes.
get Mbappe really.
But to think of it, Mbappe is leaving PSG, he's forfeiting his loyalty bonus and a whole lot. So we know that they also would have money to spend in the summer to see how best they can replace
and
Mbappe.
I don't see him even trying
So-
to go to EPL.
So let's look at possible bottlenecks, challenges with replacing Mbappe. Kasim, let's get your take on what the challenges for PSG might be moving forward.
Just like what Liverpool did with the income from Suarez, or with the income of Suarez, they sold Torres and got Suarez and the Carrera, a couple of players. I think PSG will do same. They will do same. Okay, though Mbappe leaving for free,
For free.
but then maybe the money they get from Champions League and whatever revenue they get, they would go for more players, like 3-4 players. I saw a couple of news linking Osimhen to PSG and Nico Williams. I think 4 players, and PSG is a big pool. PSG is a big pool. They'll be able to pull the likes of Osimhen, which I don't want Osimhen to go to PSG. I want him at Arsenal. But if Arsenal and PSG comes, we can't battle with them financially. I have them because Arsenal has a structure they wouldn't want to break.
Yes.
So if Napoli wants us to go into a financial battle with PSG, Arsenal would withdraw. So they have money to play around with. They are a big team. They have oil money. So they would have no issue. And even with those players coming, they will still go ahead to win the league because it's a farmers league, and you know it.
So yes, like we talked about, Farmers League, German. No offense to the Bundesliga and also to Ligue 1, but we know that if you want to judge performance of teams in this league, we actually look at them when they come out to play in the Champions League, because that is as competitive. That is elite. That's an elite tournament right there. So so I agree. We just have to wait and see. There's still a lot of bottlenecks. So let's get your take on, should Mbappe possibly go to Madrid? What are the challenges Madrid will face to bring Mbappe on board?
Not like even immediately he just made that statement. I think they made an offer to him, but the offer was less than what they actually gave him in the summer. Well, I think Madrid has been helped maybe by their president to handle big star players. So although yes, he's a world figure, but I feel they'll be able to manage him, let him just play his football. Because due to what I said, La Liga doesn't have that kind of time to actually go into players' lives to bring out this factor and that factor. The one is all about football. So Mbappe has this presence of everywhere he goes. There's always a journalist or somebody picking up something.
All right, so this is still a very big talking point. The Mbappe saga rolls on. We don't know for sure which club he would end up at. But Hamza, now money aside, what teams do you think Mbappe will actually do well at?
Mbappe will do well at Madrid for sure. You do well at Bayern. You do well at you honestly do well at Mancity. You do well at Arsenal. But the thing with Madrid is that if Mbappe goes there, the issue of Mbappe wanting to play at the wing is going to affect Vini. And mind you, for the past 3 years or so, Vini has been their powerhouse. Even with Benzema, Vini was he was the powerhouse. And but Perez has said before that they don't mind letting go of Vini for Mbappe. But I feel like the main thing Madrid needs is a striker, and Mbappe is not going to sit up top.
I mean, Bellingham is doing excellently well.
Yeah.
But nice
Popping up in central positions.
Invited nine.
Yeah, popping up. He starts in midfield. I mean, he does everything. He starts in midfield, defense, leads attacks.
There's always space for improvement.
Pops up to finish. But if a classic 9 should step into Madrid's starting 11 right now, do you think that would enhance or limit Bellingham's performance? Let's get your take on this.
You see, positioning matters, and the fact that Madrid does not have a full-time striker right now, that's why you have Bellingham picking this pocket of spaces and being there. If Benzema was in the Madrid team of today, Bellingham would have less goals because those pocket of spaces that you have Bellingham fitting in, you find Benzema there. So and other players, other attacking players of midfield in that Madrid team don't have the eye for goal as much as Bellingham does. So if a new striker comes in that's a box-to-box striker, it would reduce the number of goals of Bellingham. Of course it will.
All right. So now we've talked about Saka, we've talked about Foden. Now let's talk about England's potential midfield coming into the Euros, as well as that of France as well. So let's look at possible midfield combinations for England, and then we'll talk about France. And yeah, so Levi, speaking of potential midfield combinations, looking at the caliber of players England have in their midfield going into the Euros, what's your take on that?
Definitely it would be Rice, Bellingham, and Foden. I don't think there's any other, because I think most of the other midfielders, mostly, if you want to say Saka, you put him as a winger.
Yes.
Not necessarily a midfielder.
So you're saying this midfield picks itself?
Yes.
Starting 11,
Yes.
midfield picks itself?
Yes.
All right. And Hamza, let's get your take on France's selection for midfield combination.
For France, of course, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and for me, I'll put Griezmann, because Griezmann sitting behind the striker is always fluid, it's always beautiful. So Griezmann is one of those players that, to me, his career has been underrated. Very underrated. So putting the last World Cup they won, Griezmann had a lot to do with that. Griezmann up there, and I know they don't have Pogba anymore, so the presence, that strength is not reduced, because Tchouaméni is big, but it's just Tchouaméni that has that size. Camavinga is not that powerful.
Camavinga is a solid defensive midfielder.
He's a solid defensive midfielder, but that role will be left for Tchouaméni. Camavinga is just going to support, he's going to play the central midfield role. Then Griezmann is going to play the attacking midfield. So of course, and that's the amazing thing about Camavinga, he can switch up roles. So he's going to be that person that is going to float in the midfield. He's going to allow Tchouaméni to sit back, do his work. He's going to allow Griezmann up front to collect the ball from him and either take a shot or give a true pass. So for me, this midfield combination should be Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and Griezmann.
All right, that is awesome. Thank you so much for that insight, Hamza. So today, most of what we've talked about has been title races. So Levi, let's get your standings after 38 games in EPL.
EPL. Mancity, definitely. Manchester City.
So do you see Arsenal finishing above Liverpool or not?
Likely, it's possible, because if with the amount of injuries now that maybe there is coming Liverpool's way now, Arsenal have a slight chance to pass. In case Liverpool may just drop points, Arsenal can actually finish second.
All right, thank you so much for that. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Game Breakers. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and also big shout outs to my people on the plateau, Jaja and Kevin, as well as Nashel. Thank you so much. We listen to every comment, all the criticisms, as well as the feedbacks, and we do encourage more. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. We look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. Thank you so much, and we are out.
Keep the love coming. Boom, boom, boom. We out.